a subliminal message and sued her for slander and defamation, including $1 million in damages. She denied his request, forcing Stewart to go to court, maintaining his innocence. A trial date has been set for April 20th, 2020 in Texas. And that's it on entertainment. Sports is up next. Golden State completed the Western Conference Final sweep of the Trail Blazers with a 119-117 overtime win in Game 4 on Monday. Warriors Steph Curry recorded a triple-double with 37 points, 13 rebounds and 11 assists. Teammate Draymond Green also recorded a triple-double with 18 points, 14 rebounds and 11 assists. With the win, the Warriors will advance to their 5th straight NBA Finals. They're just the second team in history to accomplish that feat, joining the Celtics, who reached the championship round in 10 straight years from 1957 to 1966. The Warriors will be playing for their 3rd straight championship and 4th title during the stretch. Their lone finals loss came to the Cavaliers in 7 games in 2015-2016. The Warriors will face the winners of the series between the Bucks and the Raptors in the finals. Bucks holds a 2-1 lead in the Eastern Conference Finals matchup heading into Game 4 on Tuesday. And that's it in sports, and wrap things up at this hour. For more news updates, please follow us at Plus TV Africa on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel. That is also at Plus TV Africa. We'll be back later with more stories making the headlines. Do please join us again. Thank you for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Politics has helped shape the decision of the polity, from conspiracy theories to good old-fashioned comic politics.
These are the results of tomorrow's election. Okay, you have it already, have you?
I think we've done very well in the very difficult circumstances in which we took over governance.
Plus, politics will fill the polls of the country, from friends to frenemies, even strange bedfellows, to clones and stooges. We go beyond the rhetorics and the drama to analyze the story behind the story.
Let anybody come and say!
The perception in itself does more harm than actual corruption that you have.
Plus Politics, not just another political show. It's about putting you, the citizens, in the know.
You're watching Plus TV Africa, and this is Tea Time.
I loved the energy when I came in here. It was so positive. I was like, I can live here.
My real names are Akbofio Kubo, Akbolubo Memere.
I think my father is a comedian, because most times when he calls me, he's like, yo, make sure you use condom, you know, them girls out there.
So are you telling me I should have shot my shots?
Ife, you have a younger brother.
Age is nothing but a number. What? I'm a vampire.
I believe in equal rights for women, and I also believe that a man is the head of the house, so we need to draw our limits somewhere.
It feels so good. Now can I do my jam now?
Yeah, you can.
Thank you.
It's where the big stories live. This is Plus TV Africa, and you're watching our entertainment news program, Tea Time, the morning edition, that is. I'm Tokumbo Taiwo, and I'm here with the two Ifes, actually, Ife Omai and Ife Oshunkeye. We're all here to bring you the latest, the very latest in the world of entertainment. Hi, guys.
What up?
How's it going?
So, did you get up to anything last night? Anything interesting over the your evening out?
I went to watch John Wick.
Okay,
Oh,
was
you
it
did?
nice? Okay, because someone was telling me that they went
No
to watch it as
spoiler,
well.
please.
No spoiler. Oh, okay.
it
But was it
It
nice? Was it
yeah,
good?
the action was pretty cool.
Okay.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
action.
Did
If
it
you
meet
like
up to your
action, it was
expectation?
action.
So,
worthy.
thumbs up or thumbs down?
Did this dog die again?
Oops. Oh, you said no spoilers.
No, no, no.
Ife. You
just-
said
just
no
tell us.
spoilers.
No
Like,
dog,
what made him
no
go
dog
crazy?
died.
No dog died, but what made him go crazy this time?
Well, he was being attacked for being crazy in part 2. So
Okay.
they're coming back.
Enough.
Yeah.
Thank
Okay.
you. Enough said.
All right, so today promises to be quite an interesting edition as we have a studio guest who will be telling us or telling you guys about her latest venture later on. But first, let's quickly talk about the case of Naira Marley against EFCC. Okay, so they basically released a statement saying that all of the, what they've released, because I think Naira Marley and his guys released a video, and apparently what EFCC is saying is that it's some kind of propaganda, and that it has not officially been released.
We talked about this yesterday, and Ife was saying that it hasn't confirmed. You know, it hasn't been confirmed. But I'm like, we can see that this guy is clearly coming out of the court.
To let you out, your 30th being, you know, and they
Yeah.
pay some cash, you know, sorts here and there. And nobody knows. They ask about Naira Marley, yeah, he's in our custody. That's what everyone would say. But I'm not
100%, yeah,
fingers.
I understand.
I'm just saying that knowing the Nigerian legal system and based on precedents, you would know that, because if
Something
we,
is-
like,
If that
yeah,
was the case, you would have thought that there would be a lot more hush-hush about it. Like, people were putting...
they're probably mad at him right now because he wasn't the one that posted this video.
But he allowed. He was doing gang sign. He wasn't like, guys,
Yeah,
no,
maybe he didn't
stop.
know they were gonna post it. You know, you
Oh,
could,
come
you could
on.
just,
This
come
is
on.
you could just
Nigeria.
Yeah, as
you
a
could just want those
celebrity, and you
videos
know how, like,
pictures for
you
your
know how this
archives.
situation is social media,
Yes.
as in the foundation of all this.
And people have been
was
watching
because
the
of
story
social
very
media.
I don't think you guys
Yeah.
are hoping Naira Marley doesn't go to jail, right?
You know what? Let me tell you guys, honestly, when I saw that video, I was like, oh, yay, he's finally out, you know. And then when they released the statement, I was like, okay, maybe I was a bit too fast.
Do you really
don't know
want
the
him to go to jail?
No, I don't want him to. That's what I'm saying.
Do you
I was
want him to,
happy
Ife?
that...
I don't want anyone to go to jail,
Yeah.
but if you've done something wrong, you've done something
exactly.
wrong. I know. I see it in the comments. People say, yeah, but it's not the problem. There's politicians stealing. Yes.
But even so...
But even so, like, if you've done a crime and they
That's the
happen to
thing.
catch you.
That's the thing.
Uh-huh.
You've got to
How
pay
they
for
say
it.
Yeah.
They use different people as scapegoats,
Yes.
right? I think it's just a case
One of those that
Yes,
EFCC wants
yes.
to use. I think so as
Because
well.
it happens everywhere. Like, I remember even in uni or whatever, everybody would do the wrong thing. The day I do it is the lecturer wants to
That's
change
the
his
thing,
mind.
that's
So
the
that,
thing.
that
It's-
me saying that other people haven't gotten justice doesn't mean that I'm beyond
Getting justice.
Yeah, but
either.
it's not like we haven't seen the FCC arraign other fraudsters, but you know, it didn't garner this much attention. No, apart from the fact that he's a celebrity.
What I don't understand. It's so confusing.
I'm one of those that would say free Naira Marley though.
Yeah, but if you
Why?
always
Would
go
you-
on,
why would you
exactly,
say that?
you always
Why
go
would I
on
say
facts.
free
Let's
Naira
go on
Marley?
facts now.
Okay, the reason I would say free Naira Marley is because up to now, there hasn't been any concrete evidence as to why it was being held.
Did you
for
read the
more than-
11
charges?
No, I did. No. I'm saying for why it was being held for way more than 48 hours. Even after
The other guy was also held for more than 48 hours.
Which is why during the show yesterday I told you guys that if with a good lawyer, he has a very strong case against the EFCC.
We ended that conversation that when I wanted to really argue that because he doesn't have any case, he's guilty. They found
You don't know he's
no, as in
guilty,
he's
don't
guilty
say.
of the fact that he's in fraud. If not, you can't press charges against someone that hasn't done anything. They don't have evidence against that.
But this
He's-
is somebody that has lived in the UK.
But let's
And
give
it's
him,
above
the
the law.
benefit of the doubt, though.
Yeah,
That's
but
what
you're
Ife
This is
saying-
said.
someone that's lived in the UK.
And
But
You
if
could
you bring the
actually have
UK,
a
if you
lot
bring
of friends
yeah,
that-
but if you bring the
Tokubo,
UK,
if you
if
live
sorry,
in
let
the
me just
UK,
quickly chip in.
yeah.
If you bring the UK in, remember he had 124 arrests. Was it 124 arrests? And let's, you know, so I can't. Looking at your point of argument, you know, I can't like marry the two in the sense that.
Yeah.
If we look at
completely innocent.
he's yes,
He's
you
not
can't say
he's not
that's what you
completely
say.
innocent.
No, I'm not saying it's completely
So when you say
innocent.
free Naira
I'm
Marley,
just
you
saying
use that
free
term
Naira
when
Marley
somebody is
based
innocent.
on the fact that, look, Jussie, we all know Okay,
Let's not go in
Why
the
are you
no.
going back
That's
there?
it.
Focus
I'm
on
just saying,
you see, you use the same trail of thought that because somebody didn't get justice doesn't mean that the person.
I'm saying R. Kelly.
All right, guys.
But you still find people in the industry saying
Forget
free
other
them,
people. Talking about
free
Naira
them.
Marley, he's done
them.
something wrong. Let him pay for what he has done. Full stop.
All right, let's quickly talk about this before we go on a break. Next up, let's quickly talk about this. Next up, Johnny Depp. Yes, Johnny Depp accuses Amber Heard of going as far as faking bruises using makeup. I don't know if a woman, shall I say sad, if a woman actually has to use, makeup to portray, to fake bruises. That's just like way, way, way below, and I don't approve. And then this guy has always said from the get-go that he's never touched her.
Yeah.
For her to actually, for them to get information regarding this, I think she would have to eventually cough up that 50 million defamation lawsuit that he filed against her, because he's also claiming that he has never even touched any other woman aside from Amber Heard.
He's claiming that he has evidence of elevator footage during the period where she said she was abused, and there was nothing on her face, and that is going to be seen in court.
Okay,
so,
let me quickly hear what.
And looking at this, it actually looks like makeup.
Oh, okay.
It looks like blood.
Faye, I really want to capture your.
It doesn't look like makeup. It looks like a bruise. I mean, this is one of those things where
I saw the pictures.
You can't tell.
Oh, seriously, if he's please say.
I think if this is true, this is definitely one of the biggest problems we have in terms of like people who fight for gender inequality and the rights for women. Is that it's super distracting and you're taking away from the actual victims. If this story is true, we haven't been able to prove that completely. And the problem with this case is that it's he said, she said type thing. But if it's true, my goodness, like I am very disappointed in her.
Exactly.
And I don't know what the motive would be, because it's not like she's a random person trying to like, get clout or anything. But if it's not true, and he's just trying to get out of the, he's even more sick than it's being portrayed.
In my opinion, I think they both abused each other.
Well, we don't know until the case, rules out,
But you never,
all right,
sometimes
we need to go on a quick break. When we come back, when we return, we'll be introducing our studio guest. We'll be right back to tell you who that is.
Please, how many minutes break? 9 p.
My name is Chidima Aaron. I'm the 42nd Miss Nigeria. Keep watching Plus TV Africa. Big stories live here.
Best concert of your life? Don't just stay cool, stay refreshed with an ice-cold Coca-Cola. Pick your lane, solo or bigger boy.
Taste the feeling.
Hello, beautiful people. My name is Jide Awobano. I'm an actor. Keep watching Tea Time on Plus TV Africa. Take care.
Hi, my name is Ememisa Misodi, Nollywood producer, writer, director. Keep watching Tea Time on Plus TV Africa.
That money will shoot every person that we know we can shoot. We don't let people die there.
You could have killed me for a long period of time.
That time why I carry gonorrhea. I first go hospital first, but it didn't no go. Now I come make that mama.
He just pulled it, he pointed and shot.
What is the soul of a man?
They suffer too much. They suffer too much.
Issues around the Nigerian police, we have to tackle it holistically.
Politics has helped shape the decision of the polity from conspiracy theories to good old-fashioned comic politics.
These are the results of tomorrow's election. Okay, you have it already, have you?
I think we've done very well in the very difficult circumstances in which we took over governance.
Plus, politics will fill the polls of the country, from friends to frenemies, even strange bedfellows, to clones and stooges. We go beyond the rhetorics and the drama to analyze the story behind the story.
Let anybody come and say!
The perception in itself does more harm than actual corruption that you have.
Plus Politics, not just another political show. It's about putting you, the citizens, in the know.
Welcome back. This is Tea Time, and you're watching Tea Time right here on Plus TV Africa, where the big stories live. Now, before the break, I did say that we have a studio guest, but rather than bring her in now, we'll continue with our stories and then bring her in later. We'll be telling you who she is and why she's here later on. But first, some more stories. And Ife Omai has the next story. She'll be telling us what the headline is.
Okay, so it's on Sierra and the two men in her life. Let's say three.
Three men in her life.
So her son, future
Junior. Let's call him. Yeah, he does have a middle name.
Zara or something. Let's just say Junior. Future Junior was 5 a few days ago, and both fathers went to Instagram to share their appreciation for their son. The stepfather being Russell.
Before you come to Russell, I think you should talk about Future first. What did Future so that?
Okay, so Future started with, he bought a iced Rolex for his son and tagged it a caption with McMill's thing, that something about like, you know, there's nothing like the first feeling of ice touching your wrist. And that was for his 5-year-old son. And then there was, on the other hand, Russell Wilson, who went and, I guess you can say more emotional and more in-depth about like being grateful for his presence and wanting to do more life with him and all that mushy stuff. So social media became the panelist and started analyzing who is a better father than the other. And it seems like it's in favor that, you know, social media has decided that Russell Wilson is a better father figure than the biological father, because it looks like Future has misplaced value priorities.
And I think emphasizes more on materialism. All right, so Ife has said, so let's hear what he has to say.
I think
what does that mean?
Misplaced priorities when it comes to fatherhood.
Okay.
Because, yeah, we get slammed a lot about not being the best father. And Sierra will be the same person that will come out and say, his father has only bought him 3 pairs of shoes in his life. Do you understand? Now, this guy is going all the way out, and I can relate to that. There's that feeling when the rollie first touch your waist.
For a 5-year-old kid.
For a 5-year-old kid, that is an investment. That is something.
His wrist is going to grow in no time.
Of course,
and you'll be able to fit it.
The chains.
Oh, so we're wearing that one chain.
No, listen.
Right.
Oh my, let's let him land.
Sorry.
Yes, let him. So let's
that
give him
is
some
a
time.
proper investment. Sometimes I go all out, I buy gold chains, not because I actually need it, but because I know that, okay, if I keep this cash, I'll probably spend it. So I buy gold and I keep it, and whenever I need to sell it, the value doesn't decrease, right? So this is an investment for the child. What if he had bought a house with that money for the child? Would we be saying the same thing?
You can't buy a house with $7,000. The wristwatch is $7,000.
The wristwatch is $7,000, and who says you cannot buy a house with $7,000?
Because houses are more than $7,000.
No, obviously, we know that there are areas where you can definitely get a house for $7,000.
If you're stretching.
And it is. No, I'm stretching. We know that there are areas in America where you would definitely be able
and that
to
would be
buy.
an investment for a 5-year-old child.
Yeah, because it's for his future.
But if I have to say, irrespective
future.
of the fact that you can find a place for $7,000, it will be absolutely run down. You have to put in more to be able to maintain and renovate that place.
I totally understand, but I'm saying, imagine if he put down more than $7,000 and bought the kid a house or bought the kid a private jet. Would we be saying the same thing? Or bought the kid something more valuable?
Can I come in? Can I come in? Okay, what I wanted to say basically is the fact that let's not forget that previously he had not even contributed to the child support. They actually had to complain.
Allegedly.
What is allegedly? She came out and they came out.
Has
even Russell.
In court?
No, Russell came out.
Wow.
Russell, the two people that are involved are the ones that have come out to say so.
About false news when it comes to celebrities.
Sorry, let me quickly make my point.
Wow.
They don't come up. These are the people that said it.
As in the ones, the owners of the life, not a journalist, not a fake news.
And then Russell said, we don't even need his peanuts anyway, because he was supposed to be paying $2,000 or something like that. And then they were saying he was not even able to maintain that.
Future side of the story.
To future side of the story.
Yeah.
Yes, I think he came out to say something. What was it again? Remind me.
What was it again? Yeah. Well, I won't tell you that, but I'm just going to let you know that Future also came out to defend and debunking that is not true. So I keep saying one thing, there are three sides to a story. My side, your side, and the truth.
Okay.
So let us keep it at that, because we all of us on the stage.
But if you put so much energy in defending men that are not keeping up to standard,
men that are not keeping up to standard. If it's not confirmed, how can you say these men are not keeping up to standard?
But why don't you even you've never seen it from the perception of the victim themselves. R. Kelly wasn't paying child custody. He said you don't believe that. She dropped out of school. He said you don't believe that.
Okay, sorry. Can I just, one thing. I just need to come to Ife's defense a little here. You see, the thing is, Ife, in as much as he understands the two sides of the stories, he likes to, and you can't blame each person for the way they think and the way they analyze their story. He wants to see facts, and he wants, to listen to the three sides of the story.
You become biased. You become biased when you are only focusing on seeing facts for the person, not the victims.
One angle,
and it's
not for the three angles.
It's never even the victims. It's always the perpetrator.
Have you ever been accused for something you didn't do?
Let me rephrase on that, because I think that there are men out there, heaps of men, heaps of fathers in the industry that you would never hear of that complaints. Do you understand what I mean? There's people
in terms of paying their child support.
You've never heard their exes or the baby mama ever complaining about that.
Then I can say the same thing, that you stick to one side of the story because you're always focusing on defending women. How about that? Now, listen.
Oops.
Have you ever been in a position
right here,
where you have been accused of what you did not do? Deep inside of you, you know, I didn't do this thing, but someone is saying you did.
And you think that's the case all the time?
No, I'm just asking a question, yes or no?
It doesn't matter.
Okay, then no problem then. Let's move on.
Okay, so where do we go from here? Because now we've got two sides of the story. We've got Russell's side, we've got, Ciara's side, we've got...
It is very evident for me in Ciara's life. Even look at her from where she started, how she was when she was with Future and how she was when she was with Russell. That has already been like
established.
Exactly. There's a huge difference. She's a better woman. She sang it, she's confirmed it, all of that stuff. And it's the same thing that's happening to Russell. Every time, what has been displayed on does it make him feel nice? We're talking about the son. Did Ciara make him write the caption as well? For your 5-year-old son.
How about this? He was so bad a father that, Russell Simmons decided to take on the child as his own. Let's not forget that fact. Because I hear where you're coming from, but we can't ignore this now.
If a father is really there, nobody else can take your son away from you. That's the 100% truth. You know that.
So, Ife, what do you have to say about that now that we bring this in?
I'm going to bring this in because I'm going to use a very perfect example for you. I'm going to use the late rapper Nipsey also.
Okay.
Who was married to, who was Lauren London's boyfriend before he passed away, right?
And who they have both had a
child with Lauren London, right?
Okay.
And then Nipsey was regarded as the father, not because Lil Wayne wasn't a good father or wasn't in his child's life, but because he was living with Nipsey. He saw Nipsey as the father figure. He even spoke at Nipsey's funeral not because he doesn't love his own father, but because this is the person I wake up to see every day. Now, this is the person I will call a father.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
The thing is,
but you
like
cannot
she
say
said,
he is completely bad.
But
that is all I am saying.
I don't know. Like she said, I think you're jumping from one story to another, and you can't use one story to justify another.
Well, the way my mind works is using precedents. And if I use precedents, and I'm talking from the law angle right now, even when you go to the court of law, they make use of precedents. They use other cases to judge other cases. They use what a judge. Hold up. They use what a judge said in a case to decide on what they say on another case. It may be different. Yeah, that's decision. So when I speak, I use precedent. So if I jump from one story to another, it's because I'm trying to give you examples of things that have happened in the past and worked out differently. So the fact that it's not working that same way in this situation doesn't mean we should rule it out and then.
But let's not forget, this is also not a legal case. So you can't look at it mechanically.
I'm talking about precedents in life. If you live by your experience, things you have experienced in life, you won't make the same. They say, fool me once, blame on you. Fool me twice, blame on me, right?
All the best. Can I ask this question? Can I ask this question? Do you not ever see that a man can actually be a bad father?
I do believe that.
One question. Another one is, if Ciara and her husband are saying that he is not being present in her life, would you even consider that there's a bit of truth in that?
I am considering that. The whole situation why we brought up the story is about the Rolex, right? And I am saying there is totally nothing wrong with getting your 5-year-old child a Rolex.
No, there isn't. But don't you see that?
I would love to get my daughter a Bentley if I can.
We're running out of time,
drive.
so we need to conclude. Who do you want to have the last say?
Yeah, please let her have the last say.
I'm just saying that for all the black fathers out there, there's more value in actually instilling knowledge, character into your child's life than giving them material things, because that it's not sustainable.
I have a black father that gave me material stuff and was there in my life.
Then
so
that's even much better. Then there's a balance, but don't do one or the other.
All right, guys, I think that's what we're going to wrap up right here. I do sincerely apologize that we weren't able to sort of bring in our guests. We'll have our guests later on, so watch out for the next episode where we'll bring our guests and tell you who that is. Until then, a big thank you to my co-anchors, both Ife Omai and Ife Oshunkeye. Thank you guys for all of your input today. I also have to thank the all-inclusive production team, our group of stylists, Kudis Empire and Liz Harrison. Until next time, I remain Tokumbo Taiwo, and today my goodbye is actually going to be in French. Au revoir.
Au revoir. I know that.
This is it for upcoming artists to blow in Nigeria.
Welcome to Plus Trending. I am Bookie November, your host, saying thank you for joining us on today's episode.
Welcome back. It's Tea Time on Plus TV Africa.
Practice makes perfect. I'm not perfect yet, but I'm a lot better than I used to be.
He's a king. He's entitled to marry 100 if he wants to.
You global star, you local rapper, you go down low. You swag, you go blow.
Yeah, making an Afrobeat.
You bring the heat, you boom, boom. You the coolest kid in Africa. You shocky, you dab, you hustle. You the voice of the streets. You Afrobeat.
What we do not understand, we will stigmatize.
What you can see is the remaining of the tanker that exploded.
The suspect equally confessed.
Now 500 naira they collect them.
If you no talk, then go beat you.
Now 2,500 they pay.
after he had shot, and I said, where's the money?
Any girl from the trigger now, you're wrong.
We are 3 there. 2 have been shot. I'm the only person that escaped.
Some say there is no balance in life if there is no good and evil, light, darkness, victim, attacker. Speaking of victim and attacker, have you ever been a victim of a violent crime? Or even if you haven't, I'm sure you've heard stories or even seen movies that depict violence or reference of some sort. Statistically, one of the most common tools used in a crime is a firearm or gun, Glock, rifle, 9. Whatever you choose to call it, this tool is responsible for majority of the violent crimes in the world. Just take a look at this statistic from the Nigeria Data Portal. You can see straight away the impact of gun crime around the world. Fortunately, Nigeria does not make this list, but this doesn't stop what happens underground. On Code Red, we go underground with one of our operatives to explore that different world you only get to see in movies. We meet with gun dealers, gang members, and some of the victims that live to share their story.
It was after he had shot, and I said, where's the money?
Welcome to Code Red.
That is how we get looped into a cycle of insanity, repeating the same thing and expecting a different result. That cycle of failure is unsustainable and it has to end now.
Infection train is back.
They take us to the bush and start asking us to call our people to send money.
What can be done as an intervention for them right now to stop abuse of all children?
This is it for upcoming artists to blow in Nigeria.
Welcome to Plus Trending. I am Bookie November, your host, saying thank you for joining us on today's episode.
Welcome back. It's Tea Time on Plus TV Africa.
Practice makes perfect.
All right, I thank you now when we join us on top news on the hour for Plus TV Africa. This one at the two when we say one summer given on top this very clock. My name na Promise Nero. They say the federal government don't talk on Monday, say they don't put plenty things for grant to take do June 12 groove as Nigeria First Democracy Day. They say May 29 will still be public holiday for the country and they will swear Oga President Muhammadu Buhari enter power that day too. They say they will carry out the groove go June 12. Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, when he say yeah for one press briefing inside Abuja, he said they will mark both days as public holiday this year. But the minister say they don't carry plenty of these things when he say they won't do for the groove go June 12. And the groove for May will be small one. He said Ogbonge Obodo, when we say that they come, we'll get people for Obodo Ibo, say they go show face, full the place for June 12th. The minister said they will start the Democracy Day group from Friday, June 7th, with historic exhibition of art, picture, and other things where we say go run enter June 12th.
The inauguration of President Muhammadu Buhari for his second term on May 29, 2019 will be a low-key affair. I also said a number of events slated for the inauguration will now be held during the first observance of June 12 as Democracy Day. The President last year declared June 12 as Democracy Day and a national holiday. He also said the official commencement of the new Democracy Day will be in 2019. It is in fulfillment of this declaration, therefore, that the Federal Executive Council decided at its meeting of Wednesday, May 8, 2019, to have a low-key presidential inauguration on May 29th, and then defer the celebration that comes with it to the June 12 Democracy Day. Since the first observance of June 12 as Democracy Day falls in an election year, and as a measure to sustain June 12 as Democracy Day, the celebration of the inauguration and the advancement of democracy in the country will now take place on June 12. I also said, of course, that the country can ill afford two major celebrations within a 2-week interval. On the invitation of world leaders to the presidential inauguration, I said the leaders will be invited instead to the ceremonies marking the observance of the Democracy Day on June 12, and that invitations have since been sent out to them.
The National Assembly on Monday don't talk some things where MP say they go need from the media join body them before they go cover any matter. As the new guidelines take day, they no agree make a media join body them and journalists cover the inauguration and other things where MP say go happen for the assembly until they agree for what they will tell them to do before June 11, 2019. The very day of the induction, the Oga for Informate for National Assembly, Agada Rollins, Emmanuel, he talks say the media join body must submit one copy of their income tax return for the last 2 years. The newspaper has must issue say they share that kind of 40,000 copies every day. Others now prove say all the joint body group get certificate of incorporation, membership of professional bodies for media joint body, proof of membership of the Nigerian Union and Journalists NUJ, when we say get registration number and code of certification from the National Library. The guidelines still talk say media joint body must get one functional bureau for Abuja with staff strength of not less than 5 editorial staff, and they go share 40,000 copies for the print media with evidence to support the claim circulation figure. Media has them must they send the copies every day and for weekends too, applicable to online media among other things them. Senate President Bukola Saraki say he no get hard for the guidelines. In special advisor on top media Yusuf Olaniyono, for one telephone interview he talks say although the Senate President and the Oga Patapata of the National Assembly, the management never bring matter of media accreditation call given. For the one when we say follow court orders, the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, say they don't withdraw 25 certificate of return when we say they will give some candidates when we say they win for the 2019 elections. Chairman of Informate and Voter Education Committee, IVEC Festus Okoye, talked this one on Monday for the Forum onto media coverage of the polls for Enugu. Okoye talks say they withdraw the 20 of the 25 certificates of return from All Progressive Congress APC members, and they give them to other APC members, and they still withdraw 2 from People's Democratic Party PDP members, can't give them to other PDP members. He said they withdraw the other 3 from APC and PDP, and they give them to other political parties. Them Okoye talk give the media for the one when we say that they get open mind to work out with the joint body group before, during, and after the election, and they can say the media don't be ogbonge stakeholders for the better success of future elections. The Economic and Financial Crime Commission (EFCC) don't confirm say that the torchlight Governor Rochas Okorocha of Imo State matter. Acting Shemo of the anti-graft agency Ibrahim Magu talk say the anti-graft body they shook body for the matter as they hot. He said the joint body go reach one level before they go summon any informate for the matter. Magu say this one and waiting they must do to stop anything when they say go cause big out with the process. Magu dey for Obodo United Kingdom to meet with people when they say that the summer assist for the Niger government to arrange the matter of money tif palava. Before now, Governor Okorocha talk say the FCC they follow him, and he can say that he be the governor when he say they don't follow pass for the country on talk bege matter. One Abuja division of the Federal High Court on Monday come out hand from the suit when they say they want to come out Senate President Bukola Saraki and in Deputy Ike Korebadu from office. They say that the civil society joined body, the corporate trustees of the Civil Society Observatory for Constitutional and Legal Compliance filed the suit. On Monday, the judge, John Soho, talk say the newspaper report shows say they want to pursue the Senate President and the Deputy when they say the plaintiff bring as evidence to support the case and they not follow for law. The judge talk say the plaintiff no agree show any better evidence to make the court shook mad for the matter. Earlier, we joined Barrister Ayo Ademiliu when we say it throw away more yarn for the matter.
Which, when signed, is expected to be legally binding on members in the sub-region must not only be...
Ordinarily, the matter is a old suit. It has been overtaken by events. It was possibly when I been filed at the time when there was the brouhaha over the removal of the two officers of the National Assembly. But now, a few days to their handover date, is already overtaken by events. But if you really see the judgment of the court, the court is trying to say the newspaper reports that were tendered by the plaintiffs, who are the incorporated trustees of the Civil Society Observatory for Constitutional Legal Compliance, was not admissible. What that means is that it does the documents themselves, having not emanated from the custody of that particular plaintiff, cannot be taken as something that the court can rely on. To now say, oh, I'm stopping any attempt to remove these persons from their offices. That the evidence does not have any serious weight, it does not have foundation, and therefore it cannot be used to grant orders relating to what they are seeking for. But as I've said before, the suit itself is already overtaken by events and all of that. So it just reflects also the what we have talked about, the question of the state of the judiciary, about running the judiciary effectively and expeditiously, such that this kind of matter could have been dealt with at that time. It was filed, and state resources would not have been expended on the sitting of the judges, on on everything to make sure we avoid that kind of event in the.
But what is responsible for this? Length or the long wait, of court cases, especially even criminal cases. We see that depending on who is involved, a judge can just give a date that can be, maybe 2 years' time or 6 months' time, and sometimes by the time it gets to that time, the case is, has been overtaken by events.
It's just the shortage of judges. The constitutional requirement of number of judges on some courts, like the Supreme Court, the Court of Appeal, the Federal High Court, and even the State High Court have to be expanded. For a country of 160 million people, we have shouted our voices harsh to say we need more judges in this country. We need more specialization of courts in this country, such that justice can be given not only expeditious, also not only truly at the appropriate time, but also expeditiously, so that it meets the release being sought.
Okay, I'm just wondering what is responsible for the dearth in judges, because every single year the law schools across the country are churning out lawyers, and there are other lawyers who have been there years and years and decades before them. Yeah, I'm sure they're supposed to grow through the ranks, or is there a political undertone to it? What exactly is the problem?
There are requirements for appointment of judicial officers.
I know this.
And the turnover rate is not as high as you are imagining. It's quite very far. The ratio is quite very far between. But the point one is making is the fact that we need to expand our courts, to make our courts to be virtually dependent. We are now talking about the future of law. We need to involve the use of information technology, sort of long handwriting. We need to make use of recorders and use of virtual aids in our courts that can make our courts efficient means of dispute resolution and justice delivery.
Basically, we need an up.